What's up, guys, and welcome back for another Star Citizen video. As promised, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Eclipse here, show you some gameplay, kind of talk about the stealth bomber, and I'm telling you, this ship is just amazing. I'm still working on MRTs right now because I'm still working on the reputation to get up to ERTs. The goal with this ship is to actually get up and do group ERTs, and that way, the way those missions work is it's 3 targets with a time limit, and you happen to have 3 torpedoes on this ship, so you go out there and eliminate all those targets for a really big payout. And it's super simple. I've been playing around with the ship pretty much all day and haven't been locked up once, haven't been shot at once. And the way this works, and the way stealth works in Star Citizen right now, is it's just management. It's managing your EM signature, and the rule of thumb here is you want to make sure that the distance from you and your target in meters is less than your EM signature, and if that's the case, you won't show up on their radar at all. I would recommend this ship for very low risk targets or low risk targets, and even for medium risk targets it can be kind of dicey. You have to get about 5k away on MRTs, but surprisingly enough, as you move up in difficulty to like HRTs, ERTs, it gets easier. The reason that's a thing is because of ship size. The bigger ships you go against, they'll show up on your radar sooner, and you'll be able to lock them up from a greater distance and be able to go ahead and get that torp in flight. This uses size 9 torpedoes. Flight time can be a little slow, but as you can see here, you just get kind of like on the target. I usually wait until I get a full lock with the torpedo and I try to come to a complete stop, and then kind of just hang out and wait for the target to explode. I don't worry about the wingmen or anything. It's actually, I've done a lot of bounties, with just traditional fighters and stuff like that, where you're just kind of dogfighting, and you would think that like waiting for the torpedo to hit the target would slow down your credits per hour, but it really doesn't. Now this is a mission. I finally unlocked the certification mission for HRTs, and that's what this is. So I normally do bounties around Area 18 ArcCorp, that area, but this certification was actually over in Hurston, so I had to go over to Aberdeen, and no visibility at all. There's just like a sandstorm here on this surface, and so you gotta kind of be careful there, and you want to manage your speed and everything. Some of the ways that you can adjust or lower your EM signature is by turning off your weapons, which you can hit the P key to turn off your weapons. You can also lower or turn off your shields as well. For very low risk targets and low risk targets, I pretty much had to like turn off my shields and my weapons because you have to get pretty dang close to those guys, and even for MRTs. But for those lower bounty missions, the signature size for your target, for your average target, and the signature size of your ship are so close that you have to be really, really diligent about what your signature looks like and everything. But once you get into like HRTs and stuff, you really don't have to worry too much about it. Time of flight, you can see here like 12k out. Yeah, it's just you'll be waiting a little bit longer for the time of flight, but it's just ridiculously easy. So we're gonna go and find another HRT here, and I like coming in, if I can, I like coming in directly above them, because you never know like kind of how the spacing is for the wingmen and things. But being, if I can fire like 11 to 12k out, it really doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you manage your speed. You don't want to like come in too fast and then end up right on top of them, because it's pretty much certain death if you do. It just takes some patience like this. And sometimes these guys can be grouped up quite a bit, so you have to just make sure you lock up the actual target for the bounty. And then if there's multiple targets on screen, just keep hitting 5, which will rotate hostile targets until you are on the guy you need, and then I just kind of move forward until I get a full lock, double rotation on that green bar. and it bombs away. And then I'm just far enough that the furthest target from me keeps dropping in and out of radar, because they're like moving around quite a bit. And what's interesting is if you watch them, you can just tell when the torp gets really close, because they start to try to burn off and try to burn away from it. I think this is, yeah, there he goes. He's like, oh crap. He tries to get away, but it just, doesn't work out too much. Show a few more HRTs here, just to give you guys a really good idea. And this ship is actually not even that expensive. I honestly can't remember how much it is, but I want to say it's like 3 to 5 million. I want to say it's like actually like 3 or 4. I don't quote me on that, but it's super cheap. I don't have it on the pledge side. I think that I enjoy this ship so much, I think that if they ever do offer it again on the pledge store, I probably will put it on a LTI token, because even when you're like building up rep for a new patch and stuff, it can be nice. But most of the time I try to use like an Ares Ion or something for very low risk targets or low risk targets. As far as cost, I know a lot of you are going to wonder, like, okay, well, what are the torps actually cost? So if you fire off all 3 and you go to refill at a station, then you're going to spend about 10,000 credits to get those torps back. So they roughly, I'd say they're roughly like 3,500 a piece. That's why I don't really recommend using this ship unless you're like on MRT or higher. But then once you're on HRT, the cost is just, you're making so much. Like my HRTs right now, I'm doing like 11, almost 12,000. So I'm expending, 3,500 on the torp, and then turning around and making 1,100, almost 12, or 11,000, almost 12,000. So I end up, coming in at about like 9,000 profit, which is great. Once you start actually doing ERT, group ERTs with this, then it's even better. Because as your reputation goes up, you'll be get the payment increase and stuff like that. It's just so pleasing. I absolutely love this ship, and I haven't been a real big bounty hunter person since like 3.14 and 15. And most of my time has been spent with like salvaging, and before that was like mining. But with ships like this, I can see the variance of of strategy to kind of do these is really interesting. I don't mind dogfighting, but I also love the stealth and just kind of like flying literally under the radar. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This ship is amazing. I do recommend it if you are getting into like the higher end bounty stuff. And thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna keep grinding this rep, and then once I get up to group ERTs, we'll do another video where you can kind of see this ship, and we'll talk about like the high end earning for doing those kind of things with this ship and all of that. But peace out and fly safe. See you guys later.